Good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Mildenhall Districts. And my name's Susanna, and I live with trains. And happy Easter! And this is an Easter bonus video. It's not going to be a very long one. It's just literally, I just wanted to share my thoughts about this particular item because last week or a couple of weeks ago, I went to see my friend Nigel, and he was showing me his new locos, and one of his new locos was this Accurascale Class 31 in the Network Rail livery, and it's the skinhead version. So it's not the one with all the fancy lights on the front, which some people describe as a kind of alien kind of pose. and I'll explain to you why I haven't got that one shortly. And what I loved about this is the version actually that I actually wanted, but it wasn't actually, I didn't pre-order it or anything like that. I just saw his and I really liked it. And he had a sound version and it sounded really, really good. I don't think it sounded quite as good as the Accurascale Deltic, because I think the Deltic is just more beefier, and I think so, but it sounded really, really good still. Anyway, after I'd finished seeing him, I popped into my model shop to see Paul, and I explained to him about that I'd just gone to see my friend Nigel and that he'd had this Network Rail, and he was saying no, we don't stock these. I mean, he says to me, oh, I think Accurascale's still got some in stock. So that was the end of that one. I went straight to the Accurascale website, had a look, and sure enough, they did have it in stock, but only the sound versions. So I was in and ahhing, and I went, no, we're going to go with the sound version. So I did. And I have to say, the first thing I have to say about Accurascale, the service was absolutely amazing. It really was. I think I ordered it, I think it literally arrived the next day. I'd ordered it early in the day, but it literally arrived the next day. And I was just absolutely amazed by the service that I got. It was just literally super speedy from Accurascale. So well done to Accurascale for that. And then comes the whole kind of trials and tribulations of, opening the box and whether or not it's all going to be there and in one piece, and whether everything works as it should. And I'm pleased to report that as far as I could tell, there was nothing missing, nothing broken, no damage on the outside box, no damage on this box. I know Graham over at Lakeside had some damage to his box, but this one's absolutely fine. And I'm not going to do an in-depth review. I don't know if they've still got any. I'll show you the label just in case you want to go on their website, but I really couldn't tell you whether they've got any more on stock or not. And I suspect they probably won't, because most of their 31s have disappeared, as most of their stock pretty much does as well. When they sort of announce anything, it all tends to go quite quickly. This isn't a review or anything. This is literally just sharing my thoughts, because I did look on YouTube and there wasn't much on this particular version. And as it so happens, yesterday, some of you may have seen that I've done a cab ride video, and I'd like to thank everybody who responded to that and all the complimentary comments that I got for that. And I'm really, really, really thankful for that. So thank you so much for all those who watched. And today was just about me just playing around with trains and messing around with trains without no sort of filming really as such. But as I started running this 31, because I hadn't actually run it properly since I got it, and I got it I think last Thursday, like I said, so I haven't really run it properly since, because I've been working and all the rest of it, and then I wanted to get the video done. So today was the first real day that I'd really sort of messed around with it properly. And honestly, it just sounded so awesome, and that I had to record a few clips. So I've recorded a few clips for you to watch, and it kind of gives you a guide of how it starts and how it sort of slows down and what it sounds like. And honestly, it sounds absolutely amazing. I'm just absolutely thrilled to bits with it. The actual detail on it is absolutely amazing as well. So I'm just going to show you it right now, and then I'll finish off with some clips, and then that'll be it. I just wanted to say, just share my thoughts about this Accurascale 31 Network Rail version. show you a few clips, and actually issue my thanks to everybody at Accurascale, because like I said, the service was exceptional. The locomotive is absolutely stunning and gorgeous, and it runs sweet as a nut. It sounds really good, and I'm just really pleased. And it actually probably sounds louder in this flat than it did on my friend Nigel's layout, because he's got such a huge space, whereas my flat isn't like that. So the acoustics are slightly different in this flat. So let me just take you over and just show you it in person, and then after I'll show you the few clips, and then that'll be it. So speak to you shortly. Excuse the shaky hand, because I'm off the tripod, but it's the only way I could get a really good kind of in-depth look at this. I mean, it is just so beautiful. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all the kind of ins and outs of it and what it has got or what hasn't got, or whether it's right or whether it's wrong or whatever. In my eyes, it just looks super, and I love the skinhead version. I just, the simplicity of it. Somebody mentioned it yesterday. I was watching a review on by somebody, and they were talking about the simplicity of this version over the other version that makes it sort of stand out. But the detail is just there, and it's just beautiful, and it runs really, really well. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. Now, the reason why I didn't go for the other one is because I have this one. This is the Hornby version, 31602. I bought this some time ago, and it has got the lights on the front. Obviously not as pronounced, is probably the right word, as those on the Accurascale version. So they're not working, they're just molded lights. But that is absolutely fine by me. To be honest with you, I'm not so sure how often I'm going to be, or if I had bought this version, the Accurascale version of this one, how often I'd really be using the lights on the front of it. But I know some people have had issues with it, but that's up to them. So for me, this one I've already had for a while. It does the job, and it runs absolutely fantastically, to be fair. This one isn't sound fitted, but it's just as beautiful as this one. But I just think the Accurascale just shades it, has to be said. I mean, they're both very good. And actually, the yellows on both. Now, when you look at it from here, if I draw you back, you probably, from this distance, can probably sort of see that actually the 31 on the right, it looks actually slightly darker in shade. But like I've said before, on the Network Rail network, there are many shades of yellow. This one's on the PLRP train. If I just show you there you go. Actually, if I just show you from the top, you can sort of see what I've got going on around here. I can just move the tripod out of the way. At the other end is the DBSO, and then you've got the network measuring train. Now, I do have the Hornby HSTs to complete the whole yellow sort of set yard. So this is what I'm doing with this yard at the moment. I'm just using it as a bit of a Network Rail yard at the moment. I don't know if it's going to stay like this or whether I'm just going to end up dumping other wagons, but for now, it's extremely yellow. And hidden in the middle is my Network Rail 57. And then I've got the DMU as well. But getting back to the 31s, that's the Hornby one, which I'm really pleased with nonetheless. But I really love the simplicity of the Skinhead Network 31, and it's a beautiful locomotive, and I love it to bits. So until the next time, it's bye from me. My name's Susanna, and I live with trains, and I'm going to leave you with some running shots of this 31 in action, just so you can have a range of sounds and hear it running at seeing and hearing it running around the layout. Accelerating, decelerating, braking, just so you can get a rough idea that if there are any available and you'd like to get one, then you can sort of see what to expect and hear what to expect from your Accurascale Class 31. So bye for now. Bye-bye.